Qatar's legal battle with the United Arab Emirates has dealt a defining blow. The International Court of Justice says the measures taken by the UAE after the blockade of Qatar amount to racial discrimination.
According to Qatar, the UAE has failed to respect its obligations.
The ICJs ordered the UAE immediately to allow Qatari families expelled from the country to be reunited, students to finish their studies, and those Qataris affected access to Emirati courts and tribunals. The order, said the ICJ president, is compulsory.
The court reaffirms that its orders on provisional measures under Article 41 of the statute have binding effect and thus create international legal obligations for any party to whom the provisional measures are addressed.
Last June, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain and Egypt severed diplomatic ties with Qatar and imposed a land, sea and air blockade, accusing Qatar of funding extremism, accusations it denies. Qatar says its citizens were either illegally expelled or denied access to the UAE, separating families and denying people access to healthcare, education, their properties and assets. Of course, the UAE is only one of the 4 countries to have imposed a blockade on Qatar, but it's the only one out of the 4 to be brought here before the International Court of Justice. Why? Because it's the only country out of the 4 that signed up to the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination. But Bahrain, Egypt and Saudi Arabia will be watching this case closely and drawing their own conclusions.
This is a statement that there is a likelihood of discrimination. So one would think that the other states in the region would say, that means something. Again, likely that this is a violation.
In earlier hearings, the UAE denied any policy of expulsion, saying its measures were designed to have the least possible impact on ordinary citizens. It said its argument was with the Qatari government, not the Qatari people. But the UAE must comply with the court or face further legal action. Qatar could go to the UN Security Council and demand an enforcement order. This is one of a string of legal challenges mounted by Qatar to try and end the blockade, a ruling the country will welcome, but whether it will help end the blockade, now in its 14th month, is less certain. Neave, Al Jazeera, The Hague.